talent. And here is our guest today, is a young artist who's been inspired deeply by Lady Gaga, and he is right here.
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะคุณปันปัน
ใช่ครับ
Our guest today is no ordinary artist. Despite his young age, Pan Pan Nakprasad already has several art exhibitions organized in parts of the world, which were well recognized by the industry for his clear-cut perspective about culture and society. And anyone who has seen his projects would agree that he has never failed to blend in a satire between both topics. We know that you were inspired by Lady Gaga. Can you just briefly tell us why?
Okay, well, it started February of last year when I won this competition to go to New York, an all-free paid expense to travel there, and you basically submit a YouTube video and you can do whatever you want, and I end up dressing up as Lady Gaga, and that's the first time I ever did drag. And so I end up winning and going to New York and had the life-changing experience because, you know, I get to see her, you know, I bawled, I couldn't stop crying. It was a really, really amazing experience because I've never felt closer to God.
To God?
Yes.
All right. So do you hold a gallery here as well? Or?
I worked at this gallery. This is the H Gallery. I had a show here 2 years ago called Kiss My Rears, pun intended. It's a controversial kind of show. Lots of some nudity, but it has a lot to do with gender identity and creating my own little world and having these imaginary friends that I make into reality. Yes.
Okay, so why don't we go inside to talk more about your inspirations, your works, and probably, you know, the future of what you think.
Sure, let's do that. Okay.
Now we're finally inside the gallery, which is, I haven't been inside an art gallery for so many years, I think from my high school years.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's so quiet in here.
Yes, it really is. It's a serene, beautiful space. You know, the H Gallery used to be a school before and then, you know, a church as well. So you can feel the atmosphere of, you know, the serenity and, you know, it's just beautiful in here.
Right.
Currently, the space is taken over by, you know, an artist, Pinari San Pithak. The exhibition is called Body Borders. It's beautiful. I mean, you guys have to see it. It's not my work. My work will be displayed at the Bangkok Art Cultural Center next month, September the 11th, and it's called Gagasmicism. So hopefully people can come see it. It's on Facebook.
Right. So you're in the process of preparing for it.
Exactly. I'm in the process of thinking where to put the work, you know, curating it, and, you know, showing it to the world.
What's the name again? Gaga or?
Gagasmicism.
Gagasmism.
Gagasmicism.
Lady Gaga is like your biggest inspiration. Tell me a little bit about when you met her during the concert. What was the feeling like?
Well, honestly, I met her before the concert. I met her before she was famous, actually. I met her during the Just Dance, just came out, and no one really knew who she was. I met her at a club in LA, and she was performing, and what I loved about her was her raw energy, and she can really sing. People don't think she can sing, she can really sing, and I feel like her energy and her appreciation to her crowd and her fans, she really acknowledged her LGBT crowd, you know, and that's why I really respect her. And then when I met her really in concert, it was feeling like I'm perfectly happy of who I am because she allowed me to be who I am.
That's what's always, the message is always there in her song.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the outcasts stick together for her music, and I feel like she's really our God, you know, if you believe in the religion of the Gaga.
Yeah. And so then that inspired you to pursue a career in art?
Actually, I have been doing art before this whole Gaga experience. The exhibition Kiss My Ears was all about gender identity, and it basically extracting all my imaginary friends in a twisted, sick Alice in Wonderland kind of style. You know, they had lots of sexual elements to them, even though they're bunnies and they're deers. It's kind of like Disney gone wrong. But after the whole Gaga experience, I realized there was another person inside of me, someone that is not Pan Pan. This other person inside of me can be described in Carl Jung's psychological explanation through an anima. I have an anima, you have an animus. An animus, basically, you know, if I'm a male, I have a female person that lives inside of me that is under the subconscious. For you, it's a male. And sometimes you relate to this person in your dream. But what happens when you grow up, over time, you forget about this person. You suppress them back under. You think of them as being nonsense. But for me, I got to know that this person inside of me had a completely uncontrollable personality. They were a completely different person. Like, I can't control what they do, what they think. And so I get to know this character more. And this anima had a personality of Lady Gaga. Yeah, the spirit, her spirit.
I was wondering, if we're suppressed by it, the society and everything as we grow up, it kind of like, you know, explains how our society, in particular Thai society, about how we were brought up and all that, our beliefs. Do you think so?
I think, like you raise a good point, that it takes time to get to know your anima completely, because certain things would come up for me, like certain traits and personality would come up, like sometimes these thoughts of my anima comes up, and it takes time to fully develop. Like, you can't just be like that. It takes a while for me for the person to come through and be actually realized. And like you said, this person is bound by society and what society thinks should not happen, you know, and all these limitations. So for me, it takes some time for my anima to come up.
Do you think Thai people are encouraged to express themselves freely?
I think that's a very loaded question. I think lots of people limit themselves as well. Like for me, drag, it's a way of completely going beyond that limitation. There's no more limits. You become a different person, and I feel like that's a refreshing experience and a very liberating experience. This is the piece, the Lady Quaka, Nang Quak. You're familiar with this, of course.
I'm familiar with this, but foreigners, I'm not sure if they're familiar.
I think if you're from Japan, the Maneki cats, very similar to this. This is the Thai version. We all know Nang Quak.